Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start by thanking SolarPower Europe and the European Aluminium Association for organising the event. I would also like to apologise for not being there in person. I have other commitments here in the energy crisis, but it's great to have this opportunity to at least address some messages to you. The energy crisis that we're living in threatens not only our energy security and independence, also the affordability of energy, and we see a significant effect of the Russian invasion into Ukraine that have started changes to the geopolitical environment and of course to our energy markets. Russia has repeatedly demonstrated that it is not a reliable supplier. It uses energy, in particular gas, as a political weapon, and it tries to single out targets across the European Union. We are therefore committed to eliminating our dependence on Russia's fossil fuels as quickly as we can, and we have always said that increasing the emphasis on renewable energy in the green transition is really the only lasting solution. Recent events have confirmed that renewables are not only beneficial for providing more sustainable energy, climate-friendly energy, but also that they play a role in making our energy supply more affordable and more secure across the European Union. In most cases, renewable energy is in fact the cheapest option, and it will allow a progressive phase-out of coal and other fossil fuels across the European Union, and our European produced renewable capacity will reduce our dependence on imports. In the current circumstances, we need to move even faster, and that's why we have proposed that we increase our European 2030 renewables target to at least 45%. We're working with the two co-legislators in Parliament and Council to make that happen. In this context, of course, the support of industry and of civil society is critical, and I would like to thank you for your support in that context, and of course also to congratulate you for having relaunched your Yes to 45% Renewables campaign. I wish you a lot of success with this campaign. Solar energy will be a cornerstone in our effort, as you would have seen in the EU Solar Energy Strategy. We aim to provide 320 gigawatt of solar photovoltaic by 2025. That's more than a doubling compared to 2020, and we would like to reach 600 gigawatt by 2030. The aluminium sector is of course a leading energy consumer in the European Union, and electricity represents half of the energy consumption, so the contribution of this sector to solar energy expansion is very significant. Strengthening our European solar manufacturing chain is also at the heart of the solar energy strategy. We will be launching an EU Solar Photovoltaic Industry Alliance soon to support this effort, bringing together all relevant actors along the value chain, and I expect it to include, of course, also the aluminium sector. One important aspect in our clean energy transition is that it will increase our need for raw materials, more than doubling demand by 2030. And here we see that one country globally dominates the processing. Out of 30 critical raw materials, about 10 are primarily sourced by China. And here we of course have to be careful that we build a sustainable supply chain and that we avoid falling into dependency when it comes to critical raw material or supply chains. So we have to diversify the supply, we have to build new ties, new relations with reliable and like-minded partners around the world, but we also need to strengthen our own domestic industrial capacity along the critical raw materials value chain, including in processing and recycling. We have already taken key actions to tackle identified vulnerabilities, and we have also supported European manufacturing capacity of photovoltaic, so establishing new capacity here in the European Union. With that, I would like to wish you a very successful event, and once again thank you very much for having invited me.